before I start, I just want to tell everybody about Mall for Africa and Mall for the World. What we do is we help US and UK retailers sell into pretty much all the emerging markets. Right now, we sell into 101 different countries globally. We help and represent stores in the US and in the UK, over 250 50 of those stores. So just really quick, that's what we do and basically how we do it. But why I'm here is to really talk to you guys about cross-border trade and how you can expand on that. So one of the things that we do, sorry, I'm trying to get this to go to the next screen. It's not working. Oh, okay, there we go. So I'll just talk about some growth strategy questions. These are questions you should ask yourself before thinking about doing any cross-border trade business or getting your business to go across different regions. So what I've done is I've compiled a bunch of questions that people have asked us. Again, we work with over 250 US and UK retailers. So these are questions they've asked us. Small businesses have come to ask us these questions, so I've compiled them. There are about 6 of them. Just so you guys can understand and ask yourselves these questions before you move forward with your own e-commerce businesses. So one of the very first questions we're always asked is, what platform should someone use? So we basically tell them the difference between a marketplace and owning your own site. To be very frank, the honest answer to that is really about your budget, where you think you're going and where your business is going. If you have only a few SKUs, so only a few items, we recommend that you go with a marketplace, be it an eBay or an Amazon or whatever it may be. If you only have a few items, that's where you should go with. If you are trying to control your brand and create a brand for yourself, and you have more than a few SKUs, then coming up with your own website is definitely the way to go. The next question we're asked is about budgets and how to allocate budgets. If you're looking at cross-border trade and cross-border e-commerce, one of the things you need to understand is, how do I budget my growth and how do I budget moving into a new country, moving into a new environment? In order to do that, we recommend that you do what we call laser-focused targeting. So just focus on a state or a community or a region, and just literally do your marketing focus towards that region and try and make sure you don't think about, hey, how can I focus on the entire country or an entire continent. Doing that will basically wipe you out of your budget, and you probably would not have exceeded too much. So this is another one of the key questions and answers that we give people. Really just focus your funds to small regions, test the market out before moving further. Another question we're asked is, what does our market want and what can we do there? So with cross-border trade, every market is different. You have to understand different markets' penetration strategies and how to do that. One of the things we do is we use surveys to ask people questions. We find partners in that region before we expand, and before we tell our partners to expand to that region, is try and look for key partners to help you move and grow your business. And surveys are amazing. We use a platform called SurveyMonkey on ours, but there are other many survey platforms that can be used and should be used in order to expand your business. So always looking at very small markets, doing key surveys in each of those markets before you spend so much money on customer acquisition costs is definitely key. What defines your e-commerce strategy in different countries is always going to be different. We look at language as being very important. One of the things or fallacies about languages and expanding your business and trying to say, hey, I'm going to basically change the entire content on my platform into this language or that language. We have found, and many of our merchants have found out, that you really don't have to convert every single word into a different language, no matter where you're moving into. Just the banner on the home page, menu navigation, can really get you far. And if you see that it's a market where you really need to change the entire content on your platform, then you should do so. But do not start by saying, I'm going to totally revamp my platform and change the language on my platform. Looking at payment types, different payment types in different regions is also very important. Logistics companies in each region is very important. In fact, the speaker going right after me is from Posta Plus, amazing logistics company focused on the MENA region. So looking for partners like that is key to expanding your business and trying to find, well, who is that logistics company that's focused on my region that I'm moving into that I can partner with and do business with them? Extremely important. Bloggers and trying to find bloggers to help you in different countries, also something we have found to be immensely important for any business that wants to do cross-border trade. Trying to find a blogger in a different region or a different country can definitely help you out expand really quickly with very little income or resources that has to be spent. So a cheap way to expand is by using bloggers and also utilizing influencers from country to country. Last but not the least with the questions, is should my platform be mobile friendly? The answer is yes. Research has shown that most people and individuals actually go to your website and search on their mobile phones before they go onto their PCs to shop. So no matter what region you're looking into, please make sure your platforms are mobile friendly. So those are all the questions people ask us. Now, the real big part of this presentation is how do I expand into new e-commerce, or how do I expand my company via e-commerce into new regions? These are the challenges that we faced, and I'm going to basically tell you how we've solved the problems as we've expanded to over 100 countries globally. So the very first one is on local payments and localization of language. One of the key things to transactions and doing online e-commerce and basically business online is how do I get paid and how do I get my money? One of the best platforms that you can use is to try and find a payment platform that represents more than one location or more than one geography. So using something like a PayPal or World Remit would really come into play here. Obviously, every region has its own fancy e-commerce platform, and there are many out there in the hall that you guys should please talk to. But these are some of the few that we've used and we find really help us grow our business in different regions. For example, World Remit is in about 100 countries, PayPal is in about 200 countries, and the list goes on and on. So finding that e-commerce payment platform or gateway that can help you tap into more than one region, extremely important. Going after the one that would just help you with one country or one that will help you with one tiny niche market, we have found to be extremely difficult because you keep on integrating different APIs from different payment platforms. You're going to have a drop-down menu and a process that the end user would not really like at the end of the day. Also, I'm talking about localization of language when possible. Like I said in the previous slide, don't convert your entire site into a different language. Just start with a banner and some menu navigations and you'll be fine, and you can see how your customers react to it before you do a whole overhaul and try and get as many languages as you can. Another key thing in cross-border trade and trying to make sure your business succeeds is communication. How does the customer end up contacting you, talking to you, and doing business with you? Nobody wants to do business with you if they cannot talk to you or they cannot reach you. The easiest way is to have an online chat panel. $20, $50 a month will give you some pretty cool tools. Also putting a Skype handle on your platform and utilizing WhatsApp for business. These are super cheap ways and inexpensive ways to have some communications with your customers globally So as you expand globally, don't think to yourself, I have to have a customer service center in each region. I have to spend so much on infrastructure. Doing it this way is a cheap, simple way to expand your business and do very well. We utilize these three platforms in all the countries we're in, and we're doing very well, and customers are really not complaining about communicating with us. The next one is shopping options and delivery cost. Like the previous panel had talked about, getting items quickly and delivery and having options there is super important to customers. Any shipment platform or last mile delivery platform you pick, they will have different options you can use. Please provide those different options to your customers. A lot of analytics has been done about providing customers with different options, and it definitely pays to do that. You will see increase in buyers coming to your site and utilizing your site if they know there are different types of speed and options for them to pick. Also finding a company that works in a region and not just a company that works in one tiny environment as your last mile delivery company and partner is also very important. And we have found that to be extremely important for us as we've worked with different last mile delivery companies in different regions. In fact, again, I'm not pitching this guy too much, but Posta Plus is coming after us, and we've worked with Posta Plus, and they're an amazing company for this region. And in Africa, we work with different companies, including DHL, and they're perfect in that region. So try and find a company, a last mile delivery company choice that you can work in different regions. Amazing for your business and amazing just for that morale locally. So that's that. And then market analysis. So this one is very key when you're really thinking about how do I target customers online and get people online to try and come to my new website as I'm trying to grow globally. There are these things called metadata, meta tags on your platform. There's an amazing site I reference. I have nothing to do with these sites, but they're sites that we use. So one's called href.com. You can utilize them, use something called GeoIP on your platform to switch out your meta tag data, because from region to region, they will call different items different things. They will call something a jacket, they will call something a coat in a different region. So you want to know what key metadata to use when you're trying to promote your site cross-border, because every region, every country might call it a different thing, and you really want to pay attention to that. So you can utilize href.com to try and figure out what do people call things that I sell in their region. You can use Alexa and Google Analytics also to try and find out, well, what are the different kinds of slangs that are used for my products in different regions that I'm expanding to. Another thing that we found that is super efficient is the use of influencers. Influencers are people like celebrities, your vloggers, your YouTube experts, your Twitter guys, and Facebook experts that are out there trying to just promote themselves. Utilizing them as you move into and as you try and expand into different markets, also super important, super cheap. If you just start at a simple level before you go to getting the, someone who has over 1 million, followers or anything, just start simple, start cheap, and then grow your business as you see that expand. And I'm winding down now. I have to speed up because we started late, but this is truly the biggest thing that I've learned. Mall for Africa, Mall for the World is not my first venture. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've exited 3 companies. This is one that I love and cherish, but this is what I've learned throughout all the companies I've owned and I've worked with, is finding a local partner is really your best friend. You cannot expand your company by yourself. You always will need somebody to expand and help you grow your business. Find a local partner. Don't try and do it on your own. And as soon as you find that partner, make sure the people in that area trust that partner. There's one thing for you to trust a partner, one thing to know that the people locally in the country you're expanding into, that those people trust that partner. Working with banks is amazing. In fact, we recently announced that we're working with several banks in the UAE. And so working with banks we have found to be fantastic. Working with schools, educational institutions, and working with the government has also shown that you get that instant credibility when expanding. So if you are able to try and find a way you can work with a bank, tweak your business model to try and get a bank to work with you, it definitely makes a big difference. And that's partly how we've been expanding as we've grown our business. That's pretty much it. Thank you very much. This is one of my lessons that I've learned, which basically always says that you should never fear to fail, and always take any failure and take that to heart and use that to become a better person and teach people and educate people. Thank you very much. I think that's it.